What's up, guys? Welcome to another IGTV video. Today, what I want to talk about is a very sensitive subject. It's about transitioning out of sports, meaning you're near the end of your career, a situation happened, an injury, a career opportunity, maybe a new job, a different situation, or since last year, the pandemic hit you a little bit differently and you can't keep playing your sports. So I thought, why not start talking about it and perhaps educate and help people plan about their transition out of sports. So since last year, COVID has hit everyone differently, but I think it's something that we need to start talking about right now because it's a very sensitive subject. So the first advice I'll give you is you need to start thinking about it right now. It doesn't matter if you're the next up in your recruiting class or if you don't really know what's going to happen next month, next year. You need to start thinking about what's next for me. Meaning, what do you want to do after sports? Do you want to keep being in a sports domain? Meaning, you want to be around sports. You want to be a coach. You want to be assistant. You want to be a trainer, or you got to think about your career. So what you want to start doing is think about what's going to be next for you, and maybe start putting down a plan, an action plan about what can I do when I'm not playing my sports anymore. Do I need to talk to this person or that person? What needs to happen for the wheels to turn, right? The same way you used to prepare a few years ago when you had goals of, I want to play at this level, I want to play in this team. You need to start doing the same thing for your career after sports, because, and I don't want to play the pessimistic card or anything like that, but it doesn't matter who you are. At one point, the ball is going to stop bouncing, or the puck is going to stop being on the ice, or whatever you want to call it. You'll have to make a change. And change is inevitable, but making the right decision is always your choice. Planning ahead is always your choice. So first step, I said, start thinking about it. The second step, even though you still have 2-3 years of university, start prepping for it. Okay. Think about, this is the job I want to have whenever I'm done playing sports. And if you get to have a long career and you only finish in 10 years, great. At least you'll be prepared. You got to start preparing, meaning what kind of classes do I need to finish? What kind of internship do I need to complete? What kind of experience do I need to get so whenever I'm done my sports, I can jump into a career? I believe, and I truly wish that some of you guys will have the opportunity to experience the pro level. But there's different at pro level. There's different in different countries, in different continent. You'd be surprised how much some athletes are getting paid, meaning that it's okay if you do it for a few years, but after that, you might have to think about moving on and finding a new opportunity to get a consistent stream of income. So what can you do to prepare for that? Look at the internship, look at the courses, look at the experience, and look at the people you have to connect with, which brings me to point number 3. Start asking retired players from universities, maybe people that play the pro level and that you're aware about. Ask them what they've been doing. What were you doing when it was your time to stop playing sport? Who did you ask? How did you prepare? How did you approach this new transition? It's a very hard transition because as athletes, we're wired differently. We're wired on performing, excelling in sports, in practice, in training, in games, whatever. And then it's really hard to believe that at one point in our life, this won't be a part of our day-to-day basis. But it's going to happen. So why pushing it as far as possible? We need to start prepping. And one of the options is definitely start asking retired athletes. What would you do differently? How did you approach this transition out of your life? When did you start working on it? Were you capable of working on both as you were still an athlete? This is some So these are some of the stuff that are very, very important in order to plan whatever is next. I hope that you have a long career. If you can play 10, 20 years, please do so. I'll be behind you. I'll be your first supporter. However, if it's not the case, you need a backup plan. And I'm not saying that a backup plan is bad. I'm just saying that it's all about being prepared. The past year showed us that life can be really unpredictable. Through COVID, through sports being on pause for months, almost a year now. But there's also external factors that could happen that you're not in control. Knock on wood, but injuries happen. Situation where you just can't keep doing your sports. You get cut from a team. Something happens that is out of your control, and there's nothing you can do about it. Before thinking like that, make sure that you know both sides of the stories and you know as much as you can in order to change the situation. However, life, like I said, life can be unpredictable. Life can be really unexpected at times. So stuff might happen that there's really not much you can do. That's why it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you're playing, which level, who you're playing with. At one point in your life, you won't be able to play at the high level that you're currently playing. And it wouldn't be professional if you don't start thinking about it. Okay, a lot of you guys want to be a pro. Well, sometimes the first step is you have to act like a pro. And if you talk to any professional athletes, they always have several options. Look at them, and when the market opens, they know I have this team or that team I can talk to, and I have this other team in this other country. Well, it's the same thing when you're transitioning out of sports. You have to find what's going to be your next passion. And the first thing to do is, like I said, think about it, start preparing about it, and ask other retired athletes what they've done. Good luck. If you need anything, please shoot me a message, and let's not forget, let's get 1% better today.